I'm Mr. Reckless Abandoned Lazarus Black.
And I am the deranged behemoth Ryan Mantis.
And together, we are
the Black Society.
And you, my friends, are watching Hashtag Truth
with Scott Larson.
Roll it.
Pro Wrestling Union returns to Union, South Carolina for Monsters Brawl. Saturday, October 29th at the Union County Recreation Center, 115 Thomas Street. General admission $10. Kids 12 and under get in for free. It's the best value for the best professional wrestling in the upstate. Check out some of the best independent stars on the scene today as they do battle, including in the main event. It's going to be the unlucky 13-man Battle Royale, where the winner gets a shot at the Pro Wrestling Union Heavyweight Championship. Also, women's professional wrestling will be on hand as Brittany Jade will take on the Dragon of Malice, Jasmine Howe, in a singles competition. Also, interim Pro Wrestling Union Heavyweight Champion Drew Hood will be doing battle with the monster, the Real Cutshaw. All of this and more, Saturday, October the 29th, Union County Recreation Center.
Monsters Brawl.
Oh my, it's that time of year, isn't it? Monsters Brawl, Pro Wrestling Union. How's everybody doing? Scott Larson here, Hashtag Truth. Yes, we're going to fire it back up. I've got a few announcements to make tonight. We're going to have us a great time. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, my health hasn't gotten any better, but I'm going to barrel my way through this, and I ain't going to lie to nobody. I miss it. I miss doing my show. I've been out there, lurking about, watching the other great shows in my area, like Peaches and Power Bombs, like Tom Clark's Main Event, of course, the Live Wire, Straight Up Wrestling Show, and all the other shows out there. Man, let me tell you what, it is going to be awesome. Jimmy Ward, how are you doing? You come back after AWL quits for the year. Well, from what I'm hearing, Jimmy, November isn't quitting for the year. Is it? Or did I misunderstand that last night? You'll have to get back with me on that. Brandon Ledford, how are you doing, sir? It's great to see everybody again. I'm going to be back. Just going to hit some bullet points tonight. Jimmy says you may be right. There you go. See? You can never count out wrestling when it comes to the holiday season. And me, I count holiday season from October all the way through to January 1st. A lot of people don't include Halloween in that, but I do, because being a wrestling fan, there's always a lot of great wrestling shows out there with Halloween themes. We're going to get to a few of those tonight. I've been better. Say a prayer for me and my dad. Yes. Brandon, I'm sorry to hear about your dad having that stroke, buddy, small stroke, whatever happened to him. You guys all help me. Say a prayer for Brandon Ledford and his family, without a doubt. Also, I want, while we're talking about praying for people, good friend of mine out there and a great wrestler, Robert, Big Country Ordway, is having problems with his legs. And I just heard some great news that he is going to be back on the 29th of October. He's going to be at HWA on their show. We're going to get to that a little bit later, but he's battling with some leg issues similar to mine, and been praying for him and speedy recovery, sir. We miss you out there at HWA and everywhere else that you wrestle. Man, I'm telling you, I've been lurking about. I've been watching wrestling for the last couple of months, been trying to, get myself back to health, and I'm feeling pretty good right now. I want to thank a few people since I've been out that checked on me all the time. Without a doubt, I want to thank my wife, first of all, who knows how much I miss this, and she's like, go back and do your thing. And I just want to thank her. I want to give special thanks to Luke Childers out there, one of my biggest fans, one of my best friends, who checked on me a lot of times. Luke, I appreciate everything you do, brother, and everything. Yes, Jimmy, without a doubt. Jimmy, prayers for Big Country, big time. Brandon, I'm sorry to hear you lost your job, man. I hear you're going to go back to your old job. I hope that happens for you, brother. It'll be all right, man. It all happens. God's got you, brother. I can tell you right now, God's got you. We're just going to have a lot of fun. Now, I have, like I said, a few announcements. I'm kind of rambling. I don't mean to, but I'm that excited. I don't know exactly when the first hashtag truth is going to be announced. I have to first build up my base. As of right now, I'm looking at my page on my other screen over here. I've got 214 people on my page. That ain't going to cut it for a podcast. I want to get at least a couple thousand people back on my page. I've been working on that yesterday and, of course, a little bit this morning. And if you're a wrestler out there, a manager, podcaster, anything that has to do with wrestling, and you want to come on hashtag truth and be interviewed, hit me up. We'll start taking interviews pretty soon. And I'm thinking in at least a week or two, like I said, I want to build up my base. That's going to be the thing. I'm still doing Carolina Independent Wrestling Report, even though I haven't put anything on that page for a little while. I'm keeping both shows separate. This is going to be the interview show. The Carolina Independent Wrestling Report is going to be the news outlet where you see the news stories and things like that. I'm going to keep both shows separate. I want to announce out there again for Carolina Independent Wrestling Report. Please don't go on that page and post posters or advertisements or things like that. That page is strictly for wrestling news. I don't mean to, but if you do put it up there, I will take it off right away. Post all you want on my page right here. On my Facebook page, and if you have posters or what have you about your shows, or if you have promos, if you're a wrestler or anything like that, put it on my page. I will be more than happy. And if you want to have them on hashtag truth, just hit me up and I'll be more than happy to put them out on my page. But ladies and gentlemen, hashtag truth will be coming back. And I'm going to make a promise right here that I've never made before. If I have you slotted for an interview, that interview will happen. If it's canceled by any means, it's going to be by the person I'm interviewing. It will not be by me. If I have to put a puke bucket next to my chair, if I got to sit on a bedpan, it doesn't matter what I have to do. If I have an interview with you slated for a certain day, that interview will happen. Unless, of course, there's only two reasons why I wouldn't be there for that interview, and it would be my fault, is if I'm in the hospital or if there's a death in the family. That would be the only two reasons I would miss. I'm going to make sure that, hey, Alex, what's going on? Welcome to hashtag truth. We're going to fire this thing back up. What is that crap hanging on your wall? Well, this would be my superheroes. I've got a few posters back here. I've got 4 of the 5 Haliotsko Memorial Cup posters that I have up. I'm going to put a bunch more posters. I've got, some wall space that I've got to cover up back here. But I'm going to be covering it with a bunch of posters, HWA and other posters that I've got. I haven't quite gotten that far yet, but these walls will all be covered with memorabilia of some sort, either wrestling or superhero related. Oh, the hat. Yeah, you guys know about the Redskins. You guys all know I'm a Redskins fan. Usually I'm wearing it, but I just got a new haircut. I just, shaved it all off and feeling pretty good. So I'm going to let the hat hang on my wall right here next to my 2 Brewers hats, which you can barely see off screen. But, yeah, we're going to have a good time. Jimmy Ward said, I have some CPW and AWL posters for you. Sir, if you bring them, see that bare wall back there in the back, the one that's straight back? I will definitely, Jimmy, hang those up right there for people to see without a doubt. I appreciate that. That is great. Jimmy said, "Are you allowed to hang them?" I see where you're going with that, Jimmy. We're not going there, brother. No, sir. Alex said I got to meet Matt Hardy at AMI. It was a great experience. Matt Hardy is a great wrestler, great North Carolina guy, of course, without a doubt. Joey Godfrey, the owner of HWA. What's going on, Joey Godfrey? I've got a few announcements of some shows that are coming up. I've got 4 shows. There's probably going to be a lot more coming soon, without a doubt, but definitely going to be putting up them 4 shows. And of course, HWA is one of them. Steve, welcome to hashtag truth. Get Scott? He means, hey, Scott. Okay, I got you. What's going on, Steve? Like I said, welcome to hashtag truth. Jonathan Darwin, one of the great ring announcers and one of the great guys who calls the shows. Been on my show a couple of times. Jonathan, great to have you back. Time for me to try and get booked again. Without a doubt, if you want to come back on hashtag truth, hit me up. Like I said, I'm not certain when my first show is going to be. How about Josh Steinborn and Brian Thrill? That was a great match out at HWA. Shame on you if you guys aren't going out to HWA and seeing the show. I will be talking about HWA and 3 other shows later on. Without a doubt, Joey, I will definitely get that in there. I sent you a poster today to get approved, and you approved it, so it's definitely coming on hashtag truth. Man, I'm telling you, thank you everybody for showing up. This is making me feel really good. I've got 11 people on right now, right off the bat. I'm glad to see everybody is excited. Gene Reffin Perry. Oh my goodness. Yes, I love it. One of the best ring announcers, one of the best referees, all around great guy, Gene Perry. Julie, I like to call her mama. Hey there, Scott, shared for you. Thank you very much, Julie. I appreciate everybody who's on here tonight. We are going to have a great time. We're going to get back to knowing the wrestlers, not only in North Carolina and South Carolina, but all over this great nation. I am going to get back to doing what I do best and having a lot of fun doing it. And if you guys want to come back on the show, I'm not putting any perimeters on it. Even if you've been on my show 20 times, you want to come back on again, hit me up. We'll get some dates going pretty soon. But like I said, first, I've got to build my base. 200 people ain't going to cut it. But hey, for 200 friends on my friends list, and I'm averaging 10, 11 people right now, I am excited. That means other guys are excited. You guys are excited. Thank you very much for showing up, without a doubt. But like I said, I'm still doing Carolina Independent Wrestling Report. That is going to be the news side. I have been slacking off, of course, because of getting back to good health. As you can see, I am in good spirits. Thank you for noticing that, Gene. I really appreciate that. Jimmy Ward said, I'm glad you're back. Team Larson here. Oh, I love it. Thank you. I am always ready. Gene Perry, I know you are. Without a doubt, 15 people, ladies and gentlemen. You guys are going to make me cry. I love this. Kid Cutter is tagged. Yes, Kid Cutter. Great. He is the what does he call himself now? You'll have to tell me, Julie. I forgot his name. I'm so excited. Cole Maccabee, Pro Wrestling Union. I started off the show with Cole Maccabee and the great show he's going to have on the 29th. We're going to talk about that pretty soon. Even Steve is saying hey to Cole. There you go. Here's one of my great friends, Assad. How you doing, man? Great to see you. What's going on, Jamie? How are you doing? Luke Childers, my buddy. How are you doing, bro? We are back. Yeah, there you go. There's Mama. She's saying the Prince of the Cruiserweights. Yes. If you haven't got out there and seen Kid Cutter, man, what's wrong with you? Get out there and check out Kid Cutter. Everybody's telling me now, Prince of the Cruiserweights. Great kid. Man, I'm telling you, sky's the limit for him. If you haven't seen him, you're definitely going to have to get out there. Hey, Steve, one of the best ever. How you doing, Steve? Without a doubt. How about that match Kid Cutter had with Drew Hood? Man, I'm telling you, I was floored both by Kid Cutter and Drew Hood. Drew Hood and Kid Cutter lit the place up for HWA at the Haliotsko Memorial Cup. That whole show, I still have to do a new story on that. I've got the paperwork. Gina's giving me the paperwork. I will have that up soon. on Carolina Independent Wrestling Report. I just haven't gotten to it with all the things that I had to do to prepare for today. Man, I am so excited. Do I seem excited to y'all? I am so excited, and it's so humbled to have everybody here and watching the show. Let's do what we do best, man. Let's start putting out some of these shows. I'm going to put 4 shows up here on the screen while I've got all these people watching. These 4 shows, there's going to be plenty more probably in the next week or two that I put up, but these are 4 shows that are coming up soon, and you don't want to miss any of them. Of course, they're double dates, so whichever one's in your area, go out and support your local independent wrestling show. There's definitely going to be a lot. Wow, people are talking. Let's go. That show is a blessing for Carter to be a part of. Every show that kid Carter is a part of is a blessing, man. You've got a great kid there. Scott, like I said, sky's the limit. Joey said, Scott, back in the boom, boom room. Yes, I'm back in the boom, boom room. My bed right behind me. Hopefully pretty soon I will have a wall built. I'm looking into building a wall again, getting my wall back behind me. Assad said, how about those Commanders? They'll always be the Redskins to me, but yeah, it was a sloppy game against the Bears, but they did win without a doubt. It was a win. I'll just put it that way. So let's get to these shows, guys. That's what it's all about here on Hashtag Truth. Let's get all these wrestlers out there. First show I'm going to talk about, 3 Count Pro Wrestling is going to have Nightmare Saturday, October 22nd at the Calvary First Baptist Church, 11 Tampa Street in Greenville, South Carolina. Doors open at 6, bell time at 7. Tickets are $10. And oh, by the way, go to 3count.com/store for all your 3 Count Pro Wrestling needs and merchandise. Yes. Pro Wrestling Union, I started off with their video tonight. Monsters Brawl is going to be on October 29th. The Freaks come out at night. A lot of great wrestling matches in there. There's going to be a 13-man over-the-top battle royal to see who is going to go for the Pro Wrestling Union Heavyweight Championship. There's going to be a ladies match at that show and so much more. I'm hoping to get Cole Maccabee pretty soon on Hashtag Truth so we can talk about Monsters Brawl and all the other great promoters that are out there without a doubt. Live Pro Wrestling is going to be for New Millennium, October 22nd at Kings Mountain Armory, 300 Pfister Road, Kings Mountain. And look at that, right in the middle of that screen. Look at that. There's Kid Cutter along with AWOL and all kinds of great wrestlers that are going to be out there. Doors open at 6 o'clock, bell time 7 o'clock. Tickets are $10 at the door. New Millennium Championship Wrestling. You don't want to miss that show. It's going to be a great show without a doubt. And Trunk or Treat, October 29th, HWA 217 Gilkey School Road, Rutherford, North Carolina. Now, the times say 4 to 6 on the poster that is right here, but I am being told that has changed. 4:30 to 6:30, and then, of course, 6:30, doors open, 7:30 is bell time. As soon as I get the poster for that show on October 29th, you know me, I'm the HWA Fan Club president. I will have that poster for you, and we will let you know who's all going to be at that show and what's going on. You know that's going to be always a great show, and you know more than likely there's a 98.5% chance that Hashtag Truth will be at that show. But man, I am so excited. Everybody is fired up and I'm loving it. Cole Maccabee, you see it up, we will do it. There you go. Looks like the Stronger Things logo. I like it. Yep, that's exactly where they got it, without a doubt. Kid Carter. Yes, I will be there. How you doing, kid? Cole Maccabee, set it up. I will definitely get a hold of you right after this, sir. We will definitely get all that taken care of. Well, you guys know that there are a few guys that I like to sponsor on this show. They sponsor me. They always get the word out for Hashtag Truth. So I'm going to do this commercial right here. I'm going to play this commercial right here that I've been playing on Hashtag Truth forever. If you are a collector of anything, movie memorabilia, any kind of card game, any kind of board game, Funko Pops, head on out to Retro Toys and Collectibles. Go in there. Cotton runs the store. Tell Cotton hashtag Truth sent you. Watch his eyes glow. And man, I'm telling you, if he doesn't have it, he can get it without a doubt. We'll be right back after this short message from Retro Toys and Collectibles. And I am being told that I got somebody that might want to come on the show here for a minute. Ben Wright, how you doing, man? Long time no see. Man, talk about a rest. Ben Wright, believe this or not, ladies and gentlemen, Ben Wright was the very first indie wrestling t-shirt I bought, and I wore that thing until it basically shredded off of me. Ben Wright, glad to see you back on hashtag Truth. I would love to interview you. It's been a while, without a doubt. So, oh man, so excited. Gosh, I don't know what else to do, man. This is, but I'm being told there's somebody who wants to come on the show. Let's see if we can get that person on here. Give me just 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to see if we can get this to work. Maybe this person will come on. They said they wanted to come on. They said they have something to say. Let's see who this is, and we'll go from there. You never know when it comes to hashtag Truth who is going to show up. Oh, here we go. Let's see. Let me make sure I've got everything situated. Yes, we do. Well. If it isn't the one and only Ron Emerson Jr.
Hook.
Hello, sir.
How are you?
Well,
I did say hook. Did you catch that? Hook. Yeah.
Hook. Hook.
Yeah.
What do you mean by hook?
Hook, line, sinker, boat, motor, trailer, and truck. If you chose a side in this goofy shit, you can get fucked. It's been a setup since day one. People are just dumb.
Okay, now you got to explain what you meant by all that. Hit him with it, brother.
You know, so many people get so worked up in what's real and what's not real. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the damn show for what it's worth. Jesus. We have to go through all this, and I have to get threatened and DMs and everything else. And Scott Larson has to get told by 20 people that I'm an asshole. He didn't need to be told by 20 people. He already knew I was an asshole.
Out on you. Brother, there were hits put out on you.
I'm aware.
And I've got to say this. Okay, if you haven't figured it out, that whole thing was a work between me and Ron. Me and Ron don't hate each other. We love each other's show. As a matter of fact, everything that was going on, me and Ron were laughing in the background, sending messages to each other. We were having a great time. And I've got to say this before you even speak. Hashtag goof. I laughed until the tears came down, and a lot of people got offended, but you know what? There wasn't one thing in those videos that wasn't the absolute truth. That's what made it funny.
Well, you might want to retake that, because you had an awful lot of tissues used for Mae Young. I don't know. I don't know about that. But here's the levels to this. Here's the levels to this. For those of you who don't know, Scott had the video in the emergency when he was in the hospital before any of you pukes ever saw the damn thing.
Yeah,
so that's real. Then I let the next one be a surprise. But
now I've got to put this. I put the invitation out to Brino Royce, and I want to put this out to everybody also. When we first started this thing about me and him hating each other and me and him disagreeing with each other, it all centered around Brino Royce. I do not hate Brino Royce. I do not hate Brino Royce's wrestling. I love Brino Royce. I love King Enterprises. Everything that they do is gold. I want to make that perfectly clear. But it was fun watching people melt down. I literally had to, and I'm not kidding you, Ron. I've told you this in DMs while we were doing this. There were actually a few good friends that had a hit put out on you. They really wanted to come to your next show, and give you the business because of what you said about me and all that. It was fun to do. We had thought this up way before we even pulled the trigger off on this. We were trying to end it at a couple of shows. It didn't work out, of course, because of my health and me not being able to get around a lot. But it was so much fun, man. I always watched his show every time Ron comes on. The Live Wires is one of my favorite shows to watch. It was just funny. Last night I was even on. They knew I was lurking. There were people calling me out, and I even put it toward the end of the show. I even put out there a few things, and Ron put it out there. I thought he had given it away last night, but he was being mild about it.
The trick of the trade with wanting to lurk, for those of you who don't know, use YouTube and don't comment. YouTube doesn't show who you are to the rest of the people in the audience. So there's lesson number one for any fan out there who thinks they're smarter than me.
Ben Wright's chanting, "You suck."
That's fine. I don't care.
Yeah,
I don't care. Hey, look, Baskin Robbins is 31 flavors, Jack. You can always find a flavor you like. It ain't got to be mine.
Jimmy Ward said you can't cross Larson and there will be no consequences.
Well, that's one of your fans, one of your loyals was the inspiration for one of the characters during #Goof.
It had to have been Brandon Ledford, without a doubt. Is that the?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Brandon
I do too. I think Brandon's hilarious. It sucks he's going through the shit he's going through.
Yeah.
But what was funny?
It really does.
What was funny was some people knew who it was right off the bat, and I'm like, oh my god, that's terrible.
Right. It was all in good fun. Every time you brought out one of them videos, you played all three of them last night on your show, and I was sitting right back here on my bed watching it on my phone, laughing hysterically. I mean, like I said, I had tears rolling down my eyes, and I literally had to drop the ball on a few people. I had to say, hey, look, it's a work, because there were some people that were literally going to come to a show and give you the business, bro. And I was like, no, before it gets out of hand, let me tell you.
The difference is this. If I'm working a show and it's a show like I'm in the ring doing the ring thing,
right,
I'm going to be the consummate professional I have to be. I can give two. That's not my business on what's going on out there. My job is what I'm doing in there. That's it.
Exactly.
Now, you and I going back and forth at the Holly Cup before the show started. hey guys, little secret.
What was great was the Straight Up Wrestling show was there also, and they were over by me, and I was yelling over to you, and I thought it was great. I was like, the good wrestling shows or the good podcasters are over here.
Yeah. Hey, you want to tell them geniuses that you and I met on the side of the building to discuss how we were going to carry the night out?
Yeah. Some people saw that. They were like, well, why does he want to talk to you? I don't know. I had to play it off, but yeah, we actually met on the side of the building to have a good time. Zach, what's going on, brother?
I sent Dom out there to get you because Dom knew who you were. I was going to send my wife, but she didn't know. Funniest thing about the whole ordeal. You remember a little short kid coming up to you and asking you for a high five?
Right.
That was my son. He wanted to give you a high five because he saw the video of me making fun of you. And he wanted to, so it was kind of like, hi, I got a high five. He doesn't know my dad made fun of him.
Oh my goodness. I didn't even realize it, bro. That's gold right there. I love it.
I thought it was funny. I had to go in the back. With Brino and Chris Phoenix, and I'm standing in the back almost crying, laughing. And they're like, what in the hell is wrong with you? And I was like, bro, listen what just happened. And them two cats fell out in the back laughing at me.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it was a lot of fun going. You know, we both have different ways we run our podcasts. I do, mostly interviews, and you cover, everything from AEW to WWE to indies. You cover the shows you go to. We both have a different brand. You speak more candidly than I do. That's my polite way of saying, you speak your mind, where, I might hold back a little bit. But yeah, it's amazing the fun that we had during that and pulling the strings. And we actually, it actually made me realize that I could pull something off like that for real, because there were people who literally bought it, and that was the fun of it. And I'm not making fun of anybody out there. That's what wrestling's all about: telling a story, having a good time, playing it out. Unfortunately, we couldn't get Brino in a position where we could play the whole thing out like we wanted to. But I just want to make that perfectly clear. I do not hate Brino Royce. I do not hate the way he wrestles. That was all part of the work. Brino is a great guy, and I'm glad to be back. I've been watching, like I said, all the local shows. I've been, lurking about, and it's been fun. Last night, now I'm going to say this because I know I got a few of them watching. I was sorely disappointed, not in you, but that more promoters couldn't show up on that round table last night, man. I so wanted to see the likes of Cole Maccabee on there, and I know everybody's busy, but 5-10 minutes.
A lot of things happened last minute with that. I'll tell y'all. I'll be as legitimate as I am permitted to be.
Right.
Because I am a person who, when I am entrusted with information, I keep it.
I understand that.
Right?
I am the same way. Way.
Not everybody's happy and healthy in the world, guys.
I got
things happen. People need to handle their family matters. People need to handle their stuff. They got business to attend to. I don't fault anybody. And to the guys who I reached out afterwards, it is what it is. I invited people I've never worked for, and a couple people I've never met in person. A couple people I've never ever talked to.
And that's the fun of being a podcaster. I've had some people, I've seen some people put some stuff on Facebook out there about, podcasters being know-it-alls. We're not know-it-alls. We just want to get information out there, and we have seen enough. I mean, I've got 408 podcasts under my belt. I learned a few things.
That's true. That's not what that post was about.
I know.
That post was about people portraying themselves as an expert.
Right. And I'm definitely not an expert. I come on and do a rant, and 5 minutes later, I've got 20 people saying, "Hey, Scott, let me give you another angle. Let me tell you, how this really works. Let me explain." And a lot of them are the owners and promoters, like the two you had on last night, Thomas Scott and Jimmy Ward.
I sit under the learning tree. Jimmy Ward's still on here, I'm sure. Guess who I was on the phone with for over an hour earlier today? Jimmy. Guess who I was on the phone with yesterday? Cole. Day before that, Thomas. I'm on the phone with promoters more than I am my own family. And that is no joke. I'm on the phone with wrestling characters and promoters and people involved more than I am anybody else.
Right.
And I'm on the phone for a damn living.
Jimmy said, you haven't made it to Welford yet, Scott, and we have been throwing down maybe November. I can't make you a promise, Jimmy, but I definitely want to be there, bro. I definitely want to come out. You know that.
I'll put it to you like this. About November.
Okay.
Remember what we did for Union?
Right.
I'll come get your ass.
Hey, there you go. If I got a ride, it's definitely on. It's definitely on like Donkey Kong. So, and I'll tell you what, if you're gonna do your show there live, or if you're gonna call matches live or whatever, hey, I'd love to sit next to you and do a few things. You know that.
I don't know what. I have no idea what I'm going to do. Right. I haven't got that far in talking with Jimmy what I'm going to do. But
there you go.
If I'm going to be there,
well, I'm definitely. If I get out there, I'm definitely going to be doing some live questions of the wrestlers and talking to them and talking to you and anybody else who's part of the show, Jimmy, or anybody else that's there. But
you just got to mute the mic.
This before I forget about it. When me and you were going back and forth, I have to tell you the most fun I had in all that was making the picture of you kissing Bill Hazelwood's ass. That was the funniest. That was the funnest thing I put up. And Bill, I actually sent Bill a message right after I made that. And I said, Bill, I love you. This has nothing to do with you. And he was like, dude, bad publicity is still publicity. Hell, I'm going to share it. And that just made my day, bro.
Right. Bill's a businessman. Right? He's smart. Hey, how much negative heat did I get off of this? How many people were watching to see the next episode of hashtag Goof debut? You know, I don't give two. You know
I
how it
don't
is.
wear that much Redskin stuff. It's only my hat right here. It's only my hat. So
Well, I had to wear a sweatshirt, and I had to have my kids help me shove pillows in it to make the fat suit. And then the folding chair.
The breaking of the chair was pretty awesome. The drinking of the Pepsi at the end, that was pretty funny. I do all of it, ladies and gentlemen. Everything he did is true to form. There was nothing untrue about anything he did. Even the paid sponsor bit. I love that. I laughed so hard.
See, here's the difference though. And somebody brought this to my attention earlier this week. He may or wait a sec.
Jimmy Ward said we got some stuff happening that won't be advertised. Uh-oh.
Huh.
I like to hear that.
You know what? That's information even I don't get. I don't get the inside track on that mess.
Nah,
I know what the piece of paper is that I'm handed when I arrive at a venue. That's it. And most of the time I tell the promoters, don't circle or underline or highlight the winners. I don't want it. I just want the basic card. Let me be as excited as the fans when I announce the winner, or let me be as pissed off as the fans when I announce the winner. Let me ride the emotion with the match.
Right.
Because it comes off more real and it comes off more true to what the audience is feeling too.
I like being a fan, man. When I show up to a show, and God bless every one of them, but when a promoter or a wrestler comes up and says, hey, man, let me tell you, no. I want to be a fan. I thank you for, having the respect to want to tell me, but I want to pop along with the audience. That's what I like doing, man. That's what makes me want to do hashtag truth. I know that's what makes you want to do the live wire. It's
the wrestling wire. The wrestling wire.
Fans excited, man.
Livewire was an app that you used to download music in the 90s, brother. I run the wrestling wire.
The live wire. What is it? The wrestling wire. Why do I keep? I've got it written down as the live wire. I'm so. I'll get it right one of these days.
It's all good. You've done it. You've done it for
since the beginning.
Yeah. Well, the last 3 times you came out of retirement, you've done it since then.
The hashtag goof. So
yeah, there you go. It was better to call it hashtag goof than it was hashtag douche. But if you're going to do any live things from any of these wrestling shows, you got to know about copyright infringement. I had to fill out 6 documents just on the show I just did with Jimmy Ward. 6 documents. I got hit with that many copyright infringements. Yeah, it was a rough day at the office.
Oh, wow. That's
what my Sunday consisted of before I got to do my podcast. I had to fill out all that shit and get all my stuff ready.
Wow. See, that's man. But I can't wait to get back to it. It's probably going to be another week or so. I might have Jimmy Ward on, or maybe Cole Maccabee talking about his shows, not, to get them, again, built up for their shows and stuff. Try to get somebody on. But it's probably going to be a couple of weeks. I've only got 214 friends on my page. I got to build that up to at least a couple thousand. I'm working on that. Chris Thunder Anderson. You're right, Ron Emerson. Reactions have to be genuine for the fans to buy in. Exactly.
Hey, Chris, that's the same reason everybody's reaction into this podcasting feud and fiasco that we set up was so important.
Right.
Trust me. Oh man, I got somebody's big brother. Yeah. Okay. Look, one thing that was brought up to me earlier this week, you'll love this. He was like, man, if you're doing this playing around, I'd really hate to see you pissed off. There's a reason they don't let me have a microphone and do shit. I have to have a script. That's the reason why.
It was fun though. It was all in fun, man. There was, like I said, there was nothing malicious. Look at this. Chris said, oh yeah, Missy Childers is ready to kill you, Ron.
I'm sure she is. I knew it was her too. I knew it was her.
She literally called me. When you put out hashtag goof. the one with me falling out of the chair, she literally called me and said, "Okay, what's going on? Because I'm gonna have to go kill him." And I had to let the cat out of the bag, dude, or she would have been chasing you down, bro.
Oh well.
I love
Hey,
this.
look. Hey, listen.
I love the
You want to
whole
know how
thing
she would have had to get to the venue to get me? She'd had to pay admission, so it would have been fine.
She would have. Don't worry.
Exactly. Exactly my point. Hey, I'd have made sure my the promoter I worked for got their money that night. That's all that is. That's all that is.
Making me laugh so hard I'm coughing, bro. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. It was fun, man. It was a lot of fun. I didn't get to do half the stuff I wanted to do, but it was more fun when you put something up and we just went back and forth underneath a post. That was
the funny one was the Carlos Mencia bit that I took. What I did was I remembered that stand-up randomly somehow from like 20 years ago.
Oh,
Carlos Mencia, not for the easily offended. And it was some woman saying, that man's in the hospital while you're doing jokes about him. And I'm like, exactly. Scott was in the hospital and I was making jokes. Ha, ha, ha.
And I thought it was great. I thought it was great. I laughed every time, man. I know some people got offended, but now go back and watch him again and laugh with me because I thought it was genius, bro. I was even thinking about doing a video with you, but I couldn't fit our recliner from the living room all the way in here and get it reclined back and put the I wasn't gonna go through all that just to put you down on air, man.
Hey, look, fair game. It would have made it more fun. Now the funny thing is, I'm sure there's still people that are in the DMs on your side, and they're like, that asshole. They might even be falling asleep while typing it. But
my little man Luke was ready to get you too, bro. Without a doubt, man. The whole family was ready to come and get you. Chris said, "Oh no, we don't pay to get in. That's why we go when booked." He would have made sure he was booked on the show.
I mean, he could have called William. Yeah, that would have made sense. But
are you Fu Kong?
I think she was trying to say, "Are you kidding me?" I don't know.
I have no idea. But I thought it was kind of funny last night on your show where Casey Leanne said, "Hey Larson, how you doing?" And you were like, "Oh, he's not here. He was just here." She said.
Oh, I didn't know it was. We can't see. You can't. People don't. I had to educate people on StreamYard. You can't see people in the crowd.
We can't see who's coming on unless you actually say something. But the people who are watching can see when other people are watching, especially if they're on your friends list on Facebook or YouTube.
Yeah. Well, YouTube doesn't do it. It's just Facebook.
Yeah, just Facebook.
But
man, that must have been some good stuff.
It was. I treated myself this evening. I hadn't eaten all day, and I went and got 2 meals from Chick-fil-A.
Oh man, I love it. I love it. It's been a while since I've had Chick-fil-A. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Dude, after being stuck in here all day, I had to get out. Little guy was hungry. I said, "Come on, man, let's go Chick-fil-A." So
right. Well,
wife didn't want nothing, and daughter wasn't home. So, like, right on.
I am really excited to finally get this out in the open. That way, everybody doesn't think we hate each other because we really don't. And again, I don't hate Brino Royce. I don't hate Brino Royce. Brino Royce is an excellent wrestler. As a matter of fact, truth be told, every story that I've put up on Carolina Independent Wrestling Report about Brino was Brino's idea. So from now on, that's not going to happen. But it was his idea from the beginning. The video where he sent me, where he was, hitting the guy in the back of the head, that was sent to me by Brino.
Hey, and do you guys remember all that big fan list that Scott added that one day, and he was like, "Hey, thank you to all these people at one time." I sat down with my phone. I sat down with my phone before I went on there on Thursday night and added every last one of them to try to make it funny to get more eyes on the product. For hashtag truth, you either need to split Carolina Independent Wrestling Report and run off of both of them,
Oh,
or
I'm
throwing them
definitely.
both
I've
off of
already
one,
said that at the beginning of
or
the show. What we talked about.
start
It
another
is
one.
split. The news part is Carolina Independent Wrestling Report. That is straight news, ladies and gentlemen. That is, that is going to be the results of shows. If somebody's injured, something's going on in the wrestling world, that I think needs to be put out there. It doesn't have to be something that everybody's going to like. It might be somebody just acting stupid, but it's going to be news,
Right.
and I'll put it out there.
The other thing is, if you do another hashtag truth Facebook page, which is what I think you should do, is that you should have one page dedicated just hashtag truth.
Right.
Do not, for the love of all things holy, allow random people to post shit on your page. Make
Yeah,
it to where
I
they
don't.
have to send it to you, and if it's a promoter you really don't know,
Right.
cool.
Right.
You could kick a
I
little
don't mind if they
subscription
do
money
it on
this
my
way.
personal page. That's what my personal page is all about wrestling, pictures, promos, whatever. Put it on my personal page all day long. It doesn't matter. Carolina Independent Wrestling Report, I've already said, and I'll state again, if you're a promoter out there or a wrestler who is putting posters out, if you put that on Carolina Independent Wrestling Report, I will take it down as soon as I see it. That is going to be straight news. That way people, and this is the reason why I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but I don't want people to go on Carolina Independent Wrestling Report and have to scroll through 15, 20 advertisements to get to a news story. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason behind it. I'm not trying to be mean or cruel. That is the news source of my wrestling podcast. Now on hashtag truth, if you want me to put up a poster, if you want me to put up a promo, all you got to do is send it to me, DM it to me, or let me know it's on your page, and I'll download it and put it on. Just like I did with Pro Wrestling Union's video I started off the show with tonight. And there's, like I said, we all promote the same shows around the same area, North Carolina and South Carolina. The only difference is on hashtag truth. The only difference for hashtag truth in that I interview wrestlers is it's not just North Carolina and South Carolina. I'll interview a wrestler from Alaska if he wants to come on. I mean, it doesn't matter to me because he can share it over there with, the people that are in his area, and that helps build my brand. So, and of course you do the same thing. If somebody wanted to come on your show, I know you would. Same thing with Peaches and Powerbomb, Tom Clark, Straight Up Wrestling Show. All of it. We don't hate each other. We help each other, man. There's no reason to get mad as a podcaster. There's no reason to do what we were doing, man. But
no, we did it because the crowd needed something different.
Yeah.
Realistically, it needed a little bit of shakeup.
I mean, I'm just going to be honest. Sometimes it just gets stale because we're repeating the same shows, and nothing against the shows. The shows are great. All of them are at the bottom of my screen, most of them. But
I'll go with most. I'll go with most of them are great.
Well, I promote everybody. I've always been that way. Always will be. But and that's what makes us different, and that's a good thing.
I promote the companies that I have business deals with.
Right.
That's how I do it.
And that's the way you roll, and that's great because your fandom comes from those companies. Me, it doesn't matter where it's come from. Like I said, if a promoter from Alaska were to get a hold of me right now, I'd put his picture. I'd put his his company picture down there if he was gonna send me some wrestlers to interview. That's just the way I am. Yeah, well, and everybody knows everybody down here at the bottom. Everybody has either seen the shows or knows wrestlers that have went to them shows. So whether you like them or not, and HWA, no matter what anybody says about HWA, I am the fan club president. That will always be my home show. Say what you will. I've always loved that show.
I had a blast talking to Joey. I had never met Joey. That was the first time I'd had a good one-on-one conversation with Philip Rollins. I've worked for his brother almost this year, but I never knew it. Oh yeah. Hey,
thank
Casey,
you,
Casey, we love you too.
I was about to say that's Casey's way of saying she loves us.
Oh, I know. Dude, I swear to God, man, they did that David Cody Memorial thing at the CPW show.
Oh,
and I could not for the life of me get out of the chair to get to her. Because like where we were, Gavin was sitting right next to me, and I'm like, I'm not gonna move him, and I got to get ready to go out here in a minute anyway. But I just wanted to get over there to KC for a minute. I looked at her, she looked at me, and I was just like, man, that was tough.
I wouldn't have been able to handle it, man. I remember we were both in the hospital at one time up at Spartanburg Regional, and we were on the same floor. As a matter of fact, he was like 3 doors down on the opposite side of the hall. And we were passing notes. We had the same nurse, so we were passing notes through the nurse. We were talking on the cell phone. We were driving them people crazy up there. It was a fun time. He was into fantasy football. I was in a fantasy football league with him and a bunch of other wrestlers. Still am. We're still carrying that football league on. But it was just he so many times would call me up after I do a rant. He'd like, okay, Scott, do you really want to know what's going on? Do you really want to know how wrestling works? Let me explain it to you. And we would spend 2-3 hours on the phone, bro. He was like you. He was like Bill Hazelwood. Bill Hazelwood's another guy, even though I make fun of Bill a lot. You know, if you listen to him, there is a lot of knowledge coming out of that mouth, just like, you know, David Cody had. And I will always miss him. He was on my show many times, and like I said, there will never be another David Cody, brother. Well, ever. I would have been a teary-eyed mess watching that video. I could only watch like 15, 20 seconds of it when they put it up on Facebook. I couldn't even watch it. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
You know, circling back to Bill Hazelwood and that post he made.
I don't even know.
You were educated.
I don't even think I was talking about Bill Hazelwood's post, because I usually agree with Bill Hazelwood.
Well, the one he made about podcasters, and
I don't even think I saw that one. I'm
you did, because you brought it up earlier, where you said podcasters, you know, some podcasters don't know what they're talking about. You're not wrong. Some of us do, some of us don't. It might have been Bill.
I'm not sure. Usually I agree with him.
It was, but let me put it to you like this. You were educated by Bill. You were educated by David. You were educated by whoever else, you know, whether it be Gene, I think the world of Gene.
I'm not going to lie to you, brother. I've had a ton of people sit me down and explain professional wrestling.
But Cole you don't.
I mean, there has not been a promoter that I have had on my show that hasn't sat me down and taught me something. I'm just gonna be honest. That's
the thing. You learned, and you didn't come off as an expert. You may have felt some type of way about it. Now
I will give my opinion. That's what my rants are all about. I will give my opinion. If I see something out there I don't like, that's where my rants come from.
That's not what I'm getting at either.
I know.
What I'm getting at is when they make those remarks, and when I say they, I mean as in more than one person makes remarks about podcasting or podcasters or this and whatever. Some of the guys that we know, some of the girls that we know, are involved in different ways in the business. Now, I may be brash. I may be an asshole. Well, no, it's no maybe to that. I am. But I have sat under the learning tree of several great promoters in this area.
Right.
I've been taught delivery, cadence. I have, dude, the amount of time I've sat and talked to Bill. Bill's a marketing genius. If you're a promoter and you don't know how to make money, you need to call him, because he's the only one that's going to save your ass. Right. That's not a lie.
Right.
And these people, most people don't want to deal with them because they don't want to pay.
He might not like this. He might not like him. I don't know if he does or not, but Bill is the Jim Cornette of indie wrestling. I'm just going to put it like that.
All right. So yes and no. Bill is a historian and fantastic with knowledge. Yes, agreed. Bill keeps his world separate. He does not inject politics into his wrestling, which is the only thing I have against Cornette.
Knowledge. I'm talking about knowledge and history. That you hit the nail on the head.
Well, that's what I'm saying. In one way, I agree, but in the other way, I don't. Because people that cannot get, you got to keep your world separated. if I didn't, I would instantly annihilate half of the fan base I have.
Right.
And I'm
Casey
smart
Mann
enough to
wants
know
to know
that.
if I was around when Wicked was alive. Casey, I came in, I started hashtag truth. I think it was about 1.5 years, 2 years after Wicked had passed. I had started going to HWA right when, and this will give you the time period, right when the Haliotsko Memorial Cup was being ran by HWA and not SWA. So that'll let you know exactly when I came in.
So you came in at the end of the SWA era.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. About
But,
almost, I'd say 1.5 years, 2 years after that.
right. So, like I said, man, I had that conversation with Joey outside, and it was my wife even came over there and got to talking too, and she's not a big wrestling person, but it was just the the conversation was fantastic with Joey,
Right.
and I can't remember his lady friend's name. I can't think of her name.
Tina.
Sure. Yeah, dude.
Are you talking about his girlfriend?
I guess. Yeah, I think so.
That would be Miss Tina Harris.
Okay.
Yes.
Her and and then talking with Philip, it was just like, man, dude, Philip and I talked about the most random shit from wrestling from the last 30 years. It was like talking to one of my brothers.
I love talking to Philip. I'm not going to tell you where he works, but I know where he works, and me and my wife run into him all the time out there, and we're always having a good time. He's a great guy, without a doubt. Great ring announcer also. And he always knows how to make me laugh. All he's got to do is just one certain voice that he does, and he knows I'll walk away laughing. I can't even look at him.
Now, so what you didn't know about that HWA show was I was actually his backup in case he was called out.
Oh, okay. I got
my suit was hidden in the car.
I got you.
So Gene and I had talked, and I was like, man, you got it. I'll be there.
That was the most fun I've had at HWA show in quite a long time, because I
got to call the card.
I got to call you Towel Boy. I got to all that because it was fun. It was great.
But you actually got to hear me announce for the first time too.
Yep. Yeah. You
actually I only got to introduce Brino, but still.
Hey, it is what it is, bro.
Hey, man. It sucks. My son's got that hearing thing. He's got sensitive hearing. So like after that,
I heard you mention that last night. That was the first I had heard of that, and I think you had told me once before, but I probably forgot. When we went to Pro Wrestling Union, you probably told me before while we were driving or whatever, and talking shop. But
the pop that Jake Jacobs hit and the pop that Braden Marshall got, plus their music, he freaked out.
Oh no!
So like, dude, we got in the car earlier, and when the car started, it automatically started playing music from my phone, and I didn't even have anything loaded up.
Oh,
and he started then. I was like, whoa, look, I turned it off. He said, what was that? I'm like, I didn't turn anything on. It was automatic. The car did it.
Right. It's all good, man. It's all good. I hope he comes around, man, because I know there's a lot of great wrestling shows that you go to, and I know eventually he probably loves it. I know if he's showing up to shows with you, he's got to like wrestling in some sort of way, right?
He does. His favorite is Rob Killjoy.
Oh, Mr. Quackmaster.
Yes. Oh, hey, is Duck Guy gonna be there? I'm going.
Is Duck Guy gonna be there?
I'm going. That's his favorite. If Duck Guy's there, I am in.
That sounds like one of my friends, Alex. He has a son that is a huge Big Country fan, man. I mean, this kid, every time Big Country, Daddy, is Big Country going to be at HWA? Yes, I want to go. That's great. I love to see. That's what it's all about, is seeing those kids light up when them guys are doing their thing. Brew, how you doing, brother? Welcome to the show. He goes, what's up, you big old turd?
Now, a lot of people don't give Big Country credit, but I'm going to tell you one thing. I sat down with him and had probably a 20-minute, half-hour conversation, and that dude is real smart when it comes to this business. Very smart.
Yeah. I've learned a lot from him. As a matter of fact, up until recently, He was the one that was on my show the most times. Cole Maccabee has eclipsed him now, but there was a time, and there was even the time when he had the longest interview with me. I went marathon like you did that night. Me and Big Country talked for 2 hours and 39 minutes that night. I'll never forget that.
Those are rookie numbers.
Yeah. Well, with you it is, but for me,
no, I don't go that long anymore.
I'm good if I get through an hour and we're hitting that in about 10 seconds.
Yep, I see that. No, every now and then there's enough going on to where I can fill a 4-hour void, and that's fine. Right. But man, most of the time it's like you got to hit what you got to hit. You got to hit the hot spots, and you got to go. Hell, we went 2.5 hours last night with Jimmy Ward and Thomas Scott.
Right.
Imagine how it would have gone if all 6 of the promoters that were originally built for it.
Oh,
that's
man.
One. Or any of the additional guys that I really don't have that much of a relationship with.
Oh, and by the way, you need to add me back to the round table, sir.
Yeah, I know. That was I did that. I did that.
That's why I didn't say nothing, but you got to add me back, bro.
I did that for the straight up show. Yeah, no, I didn't do it for the kayfabe. I did it just for them two.
Oh, okay.
So they would bite harder.
And Casey is saying the same thing Jimmy is. You need to come to AWL. I promise you, I will get out to AWL. I promise you. It might not be November. I'm going to try my hardest to get there, but I promise you I will be there. If not November, definitely first of the year. I want to see that. And I'm going to say this to Jimmy Ward because I know Jimmy Ward kind of gets crossed when you say this and you call it a backyard show. Brother, anybody who puts that amount of money, that amount of time, be proud of being a backyard show, bro, because you have a backyard show like no other. That is respect.
Let's fix this. Fix it the right way. Jimmy already fixed it for you. Well, if he's a backyard show, then that means somebody else is a brewery show. Or they're a gym show. Or they're a church show.
But wait a minute. I saw when he said that.
Yeah.
But look at it this way. I would put, and again, quotation marks, that backyard show up against any show anywhere. I'd put that backyard show, in quotation marks, against an arena show. He has that much. Have you seen pictures of it? I mean, if you haven't been there, you got to look at the pictures, people.
No.
I'm serious. This guy, from what it looked like at the beginning, and I've seen all the pictures, you helped work on it. A bunch of people went out there and worked on it. This man has got it going on, and AWL is, and there's the logo right over here, down there. I would be proud to have that as my show, as my arena. If I was a wrestler walking in, I mean, that place.
You got a stage, you got lights, you got entrance videos, you got a pretty kick-ass sound system.
You got something for everybody. He plays rock music at his shows. Alcohol is permitted because it's on his property. He can kick out if somebody acts unruly. He can kick them out. Anything. We've had everything at that show. I mean, there you go. Here's Jimmy. I knew he'd come back. I'm very proud of the Welfare Pavilion and the shows AWL puts on, regardless of where it is at. Everyone loves it. We are trend-setting, without a doubt. And that's that's basically what I was saying, Jimmy. Your yard, no matter how you put it, that venue, I'll say venue. That venue I would put up against any venue in the United States of America.
You had to say.
And I mean any.
You had to say it that way because now Jimmy Ward's going to go get an Undertaker shirt with "This is my yard." You know what I'm saying?
See?
Remember that?
Perfect.
There you go.
Perfect.
This is my yard.
That's it.
That's going to be Jimmy Ward's. He's on Amazon. He's left the post. He's on Amazon right now. Click, click, boom, buy. Right now. He's buying the damn shirt. This is my yard. That's right.
And you got to make sure the bongs go off. You got to make sure the bells go off. And he walks out of his own curtain and has the shirt on and, wearing the hat. Yeah, the whole 9 yards, man. Of course. Jimmy's a showman. Jimmy knows how to sell. Jimmy's a seller, man. He knows what he's doing out there.
No, the "This is my yard" was the American Badass era, not the Undertaker.
Good. It's all good though. He can make it whatever he wants to make it, and I guarantee you, when he does it, it's gonna sell.
This is true. I
I
mean,
guarantee it.
the crowds, and this is no. Hey, look, I don't do promoter math. I don't do. Do you know why I don't do promoter math? Because I'm not a fucking promoter. I'm not a promoter, so
Nor
I
am
make
I.
it really simple. The reality of numbers is he's hitting. I think his highest they were 120 something, 130 something, 140 something at that July show. That was a hot son of a bitch. The only person and the only
I
person
remember
other
that
than
show.
the only person who threw up, besides maybe somebody who had too much alcohol, was me. Just me. Just me. I had gotten overheated. I drank 2 bottles of water real quick, trying to cool myself off. It didn't work. They came back. That's it. That was me.
KC said the surprises we have in store, y'all don't even know. I can't wait. I can't wait to see it because, I mean, I've watched matches in that venue. That's the way I'm going to say it from now on because we don't want to call it a backyard. In that venue, I've watched matches in that venue that were mind blowing. I love the whole thing, everything about it, and I will get out there. I promise you, I will get out there.
Well, I'm gonna hold you to it then.
Of course you will, because you said you're going to take me there.
Yeah, that's
There
easy
you go.
enough.
4 straight
Hey,
shows of over 100 people, 3 straight, 4 total of over 100 people, and with the amount of area, how many is max that you can hold back there, Jimmy? Just curious.
100,
150 maybe?
100,
100?
is chairs. That's chairs, dude.
Well,
There
wait
was
a minute
people
now.
standing.
Wait a minute now. Wait a minute now. You could always do what HVW's promoter did and start putting those ladders on the outside and having people sit up.
Jesus God, yeah, he went up there. No, there was people standing at the entry to the pavilion. They were
I wouldn't
stacked out
doubt it.
there 15, 20 deep. They were standing on the back wall where there was no chairs at that time. There was no chairs there. They stood there in a line. They were standing in the bar, not bar, canteen. They were standing there. They were over near the band. They were everywhere on that July show.
I love this. This makes my day. Jimmy said we shoot for 100. Parking is our Achilles heel. And I'm going to say something about the parking in a minute. And KC said it's more than 100, you damn fool, if we push it. They're arguing about how many people they can get in there. I love it. But as far as the parking, Jimmy, I know for a fact it probably will be 3, 4, 5 years down the road. You'll probably build yourself a concrete parking garage out there somewhere. I'm pretty sure. If I know Jimmy Ward, it's in the plan somewhere.
No, good Lord.
He'll even build a parking garage over the AWL arena there. I mean, don't put anything past Jimmy.
I'm equipped for a little bit of work, but that ain't it. That ain't it. I ain't into all that shit. That's too much. That's too much work. Man,
Jimmy said they could put 35 cars in the back and the rest out front. There you go.
That's why they recommend people carpool. Now, there's an old adage. People do concrete, people do asphalt. I hate to break it to you, man, but if you do asphalt for a living, it's your own dumb asphalt.
Yeah, that's it. KC said, hell, Jimmy Ward can build anything. That's what I was just saying. Give it 10 years and the parking structure will be over top of it, and he'll be able to park 200 cars in there easy. Watch. I'm telling you.
No, he's going to build a parking garage and then put his house on top of it.
There you go. Put the house on top of that and then have where the house was is more parking. There you go.
Yeah, that's it. He's going to put the house up there, and then he's got this high-ass camera angle. He's got it made. He's got drone cameras.
I did see a picture from way up high. I don't know if that was from a camera or what he had mounted up there, but there was a picture of the pavilion from. It looked like over top the stage area out to
I think it was either a drone or Jimmy got his ass up there. I don't remember which one. I think Jimmy climbed his ass up there for that picture.
It was an awesome picture. I love that picture. I popped when I saw it. It was a good picture.
Dude, if to any of the people out there who have not been, don't talk shit until you see it. That's it.
Yeah, you got to go there.
No, because you can have your building, you can have your barn, you can have the gym, you can have the backyard and the trailer park over yonder way. Long as it ain't on mattresses, people will show up. And even then, with mattresses, some hobos will show up still.
And Jimmy said it the best the other night on your show last night, and the after party is beyond the best.
Well,
I've seen a few pictures of the after party.
I wasn't there. I was at another event. I was previously booked before Jimmy announced that show. So when that was one of the big takeaways from last night's show for anybody that missed it.
Right.
If you make a commitment, you honor it.
That's it.
Because your word is all you got.
Right.
So.
Right. And I will say another thing about Jimmy Ward and a lot of these guys that we know, the owner promoters, man, they're pushing these wrestlers to do promos. I'm going to say it again. I know the something to invest in thing has been pushed beyond, and you made fun of it quite a few times, which I thought was really cool. But it is the truth. Wrestlers, we want to see promos. I want to know why you're fighting. I want to know why you're fighting this person. Give us a reason to come out to these shows. Not only just put the poster up, but give us a reason.
Yeah.
Jimmy Ward is the only promoter who was scaled to the roof to take a damn picture.
Accurate.
Without a doubt. All right, man. Well, we're gonna get out of here, man. We've been on here an hour and 10 minutes. I've had a lot of fun. Before we go though, I'm gonna throw up the 4 shows that I'd put up before. We're gonna talk about them again. Here we go, real quick. We've got 3 Count Pro Wrestling is going to present Nightmare Saturday, October 22nd at Calvary First Baptist Church, 11 Tampa Street, Greenville, South Carolina. Doors open at 6, bell times at 7. Tickets are $10. And if you are a 3 Count Pro Wrestling fan, go to 3countpro.com/store for all your merchandise needs. Also, Monsters Brawl is going to be on October 29th. The Freaks come out at night for Pro Wrestling Union. I will have the poster up soon. I'm hoping to have Cole Maccabee on soon. I'm going to call him as soon as we get off the show. Also, HWA, October 29th from 4:30. I know it says 4 to 6, but it's actually 4:30 to 6:30. They're going to have a trunk or treat for the kids. 217 Gilkey School Road. It's going to be right before the show. As soon as I get the poster for the October 29th show, I will get it out there to you without a doubt. But bring the kids out there in full costume and get some treats out there as we have trunk or treat going on. And Saturday, October 22nd, New Millennium Championship Wrestling is going to be at the Kings Mountain Armory, 300 Pfeiffer Road, Kings Mountain, North Carolina. Doors open at 6, bell times at 7. Tickets are $10 at the door. And there'll be many more, of course, when I get the posters and get back into the real swing of things. But those are the 4 I found right away.
Who's behind New Millennium?
New Millennium is Crystal. I just forgot her last name. My mind just went blank.
Okay. All right. I thought it was somebody else.
Crystal Hudson. Crystal Hudson.
I'm not familiar. Okay.
Yeah. New Millennium, you got to go to at least one show, brother. It is a good show out there. They have a good time out there. Out there at the Kings Mountain Armory. It is a good wrestling show. A lot of great wrestlers. AWOL, if you've never seen them as a tag team, excellent tag team. Of course, Kid Cutter's out there. He's on the poster. A lot of other great wrestlers show up. You never know who's going to show up out there at New Millennium. A lot of great wrestling. I enjoy it. So I'm gonna let you have the last word, man. Give us some of the stuff that you got coming up in the near future. Let us know about you, and then we're gonna call it quits, man.
I learned last night from a different promoter from a different company that his pro wrestling unfortunately is canceled for the 21st.
I heard that they're canceling for the rest of the year. Was that what you said yesterday?
It is, and that's one of those things where not my business to speak on.
Right. But it is news. It is news, though.
It's news, but it's not. That ain't my news. You know what I'm saying? It's not my company.
I got you.
I do try to help promote their show because I work there. You know
exactly.
So It's
Casey
pretty bad.
said, imagine that.
It's
I ain't
pretty
going there.
bad. It's pretty bad when you got a ring announcer shows up with people with signs and shit. That's pretty
Right.
bad, right? That happened to his.
Oh, wow.
My three of my buddies showed up just to harass me and paid for more than I was worth at the show. So that works for me. Like hell, I don't care. Thanks for coming out.
Hey, bad publicity is still publicity, right?
Shit, think I care. And then but so unfortunately something happened, and Rollins confirmed it with me last night that yeah, it's done for the year. I was like, okay, next show you'll see me at is October 29th in Union, South Carolina with Cole. I'll be there. I've got a toy drive with Thomas coming up in December. I think Peterbilt's doing a toy drive too. I got to check in with that.
AWL November if they get the show.
Yeah,
away.
that AWL. I wasn't going to forget Jimmy. Of course not. Jesus Christ. I'd never hear the end of it. My phone would be ringing now if I didn't mention Jimmy Ward. I promise. No, I love working for Jimmy. He's funny as shit.
Jimmy Ward ain't gonna do nothing. He's gonna send KC to do his light work.
He gets such a bad rep. Jesus Christ. Go talk to the guy. Have a cup of coffee, drink a beer, do something, have a conversation. It's called being an adult.
There you go.
Social media's ruined the freaking world, bro, for
There you go.
reasons. Two reasons. You ready for the two? Number
Okay.
one, it's a TikTok world. The 15-second video is everybody's attention span. A bunch of squirrels chasing nuts. That's it. That's it. I swear to God, it's like ADD Jamie Lee is everybody now. Nobody pays attention. There's that. And then the second thing is it made a whole bunch of motherfuckers keyboard warriors.
Hey, watch the keyboard warrior thing. I'm a keyboard. No, I'm just kidding.
Jesus Christ.
It's all good, man. It's all good, man. But again, the
welcome back. Welcome back. That's all I got to
sir.
say left. Welcome back. Folks, have a great night. Scott, talk to you
All
soon.
right, man. I'm going to tell everybody the announcements one more time before I get out of here. Guys, I'm rebuilding the brand. I'm going to be building up my page. Pretty soon I will be announcing my first show back for hashtag truth. And like I said at the beginning, if I book you for a show, I don't care if I have to have a puke bucket next to my table. I don't care if I have to sit on a pan or something. If I give a booking, I am going to be there. The only way I won't is if I'm in the hospital or there's a death in the family. I am bound and determined. I've got 408 interviews under my belt. I am looking for that 4 digits. I don't want to quit until I get number 1,000 under my belt. That is my goal. That is where I'm going. I'm reaching for the stars, and that is exactly where I'm going to go with that. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you, everybody, for showing up and showing out. KC, Jimmy, everybody who came in to say hi. Chris Thunder Anderson, Ben Wright, Alan Odell, Brandon Ledford, Kid Cutter, Mama Cutter, Steve Paradise, everybody, Cole Maccabee, Assad, Joey Godfrey, everybody who showed up tonight. Thank you very much for being here to support hashtag truth. And as soon as I get that first show, I will get, and of course, there's Destiny saying hi. We will get that information out there. Thank you guys for blessing me with your presence tonight and for being a part of my show. I appreciate it. And that is the hashtag truth. We'll see you guys very soon.